What is good, family? This is your girl. I am Courtney Michelle. Thank you for joining me on this quick Friday live. There is a lot going on, and I wanted to go live to kind of speak my mind about a particular situation that has been unfolding. A lot of us have been talking about it. I did a post about it and got a lot of comments. So I decided, you know what, Courtney, why don't you just go live and talk about it and maybe explain a little bit about your post. So I'm going to get to my post a little bit later, but I want to welcome you guys for joining me. And I see you guys trickling in. So I am going to go ahead and start. So, of course, you guys have seen it's been over the news for the past couple of days, and it is with the head coach of the Boston Celtics. His name is Imi Udoka. I believe I pronounced that right. It's with him and the scandal that's going on as far as him cheating on Nia Long, him losing. Well, now he's suspended, but might be losing his position as being the rookie head coach of the Boston Celtics. So before I go into the story, I want to do a quick synopsis about who he is. I know I have a lot of women that follow me. I'm not big in basketball. I'm a Titans girl. I love football. So trying to research a little bit more about him to understand him. So I'm going to bring up some stuff here to get to know this man who's in questioning that could be losing an amazing career, maybe losing an amazing woman. So let's just start talking about it. So let's bring it up. All right. So the head coach of the Boston Celtics, he is Imi Udoka. Now, he has been playing ball since 2000 till 2012. Been in the NBA, I believe he started back in 2004 playing with the Lakers. In 2006, he was with the Knicks, Portland, Spurs, the Kings. So this man is a NBA vet. Also, after he left, I believe, the Kings in 2012 to 2019, he was the assistant coach for the Spurs. After that, assistant coach for the Sixers. And then he was with the Brooklyn Nets back in 2021. Awesome career as far as with NBA and also coaching. So in 2022, of course, 2021 through 22, he was the first head coach, his position for the Boston Celtics. Thought it was kind of interesting because I didn't know that he is the fifth African origin from African descent head coach for the Boston Celtics. He is the fifth one. So he's trying to make a little bit history as far as being a Black coach in the NBA. So you would think that with all the history of the NBA and him being the first head coaching career of his career in the NBA, that this was going to be something serious and he was going to make a stamp with the Boston Celtics. Actually, his first year, he actually did. Of course, you guys probably know that his first year that he I believe went and won the Eastern Conference. They lost, of course, against the Warriors. But this is pretty much his history of being with the NBA, assistant coaching, and being a head coach. Now, brings us back to now. On Thursday, as you can see, he was suspended, and this just happened today, as far as being a head coach with the Boston Celtics. Why was he suspended? Well, as everyone knows, the man got caught up with a woman. It's always interesting that it's of these head coaches and leaders. Why is your downfall always a woman? Man, women, I'm trying to tell you, y'all are powerful. Y'all better use your power for good and not evil. So, he has been suspended thus far for a whole year. Now, it's not known yet if he is going to be terminated. They have said that maybe he could be. He has not resigned, so they're still kind of holding out for that. But for this year, he is not going to be coaching. New details have emerged surrounding the Celtics head coach of an improper relationship with a staff member, which on Thursday led him to being suspended for the entire 2022 through 23 season. This news broke of the scandal on Thursday with reports that the coach had a consensual affair with a female member of the Celtics staff. So I was wondering, I know a lot of people have, who was this woman that he had the consensual improper relationship with? Well, let's take a look. So there was some kind of reports, and if you guys can see, I'll make it a little bit bigger for you. That there was her name is Allison Fester, a Boston Celtics staff that was allegedly had the affair with him. But it was a recent tweet that just came out that said that it was not her, that she wasn't involved. So I want to make sure that you guys are aware that this particular woman, Allison Fester, is not, quote unquote, involved in it. Now, that's what they're saying now. Things could change. I know this woman is a married lady. However, right now, the speculation is she is not the one. So then it's like, well, who else could it possibly be? Well, and I think this is probably not saying that it is, but the speculations have not confirmed or denied. But this little lady, Kathleen Nimmo Lynch, which she is the wife of the Celtics VP Patrick Lynch. Now, for me, it makes a little bit more sense of why they would suspend him, being that she is the wife of the VP of the Boston Celtics. Let's talk about this for a minute, because I think this is important for us to discuss. And one of the jewels and the gems that is something that we can learn from this too. It is never, ever, ever any kind of way that you should mix business with pleasure. It never works out, especially if the woman that you allegedly might be with is the VP of the company that you just started a year ago. Never a good decision. What happens when this affair goes wrong? Someone is telling. Someone, usually a woman, is going to be hurt. And your secret affair will be all blown up because of hurt feelings. So the separation of who you work with and who you date, you know, the old saying back in the day, don't shit where you eat, stands true beyond any time. So again, not knowing if this is her or not, but this could be, again, the main reason of why he is suspended, and it could be this particular woman. I'm going to get to that guy because it's also been some simping that's been going on. So I thought it was interesting with the details that's been going out. And everyone has not necessarily talked about him and him possibly losing a career that has been since 2000. His career, you know, what he's built, his legacy has not necessarily been talked about. What's been talked about is Nia Long and the sympathy of Nia Long, and people are all cross Black Twitter, YouTube. How? Why? Who in the world would cheat on Nia Long? Well, I started thinking about Kevin Samuels. And Kevin Samuels, you guys know I adore. But if you guys remember back in the day, his multiple streams, his shows, high value men don't cheat. They just have options. And so I thought about him and I thought about this situation. And again, this head coach of Boston um, would be considered a high value man. The man's net worth is almost $12 million. Handsome man. I think he's about 6'6". All the qualifications that a woman would want. Top 1% of a man. All these women, he would be the quintessential man that every woman would want. And Nia Long got him. So, how in the world could he cheat on a Nia Long? Chris Rock said it best: a man is usually only as faithful as his options. And if you see that majority of men or majority of women would want a man like that, then it's easy to see that some of those options that comes to him, maybe it's harder to block. So I made this post. I made it on Instagram. I posted on YouTube, and I'm going to play it for you guys right now. And then let's talk about why I got some pushback on what I said.
Hard if you really thought Nia Long didn't know what was going on. It's probably happened before. Probably. It's happened before. It's going to happen again. Different men have different rules. It is what it is. She's not going anywhere. And while we worried about her being cheated on, she's probably at home telling him, quit embarrassing me. It is what it is.
Yeah, I said it. And I'm going to say it again. Through all the scandal that he's going with, whether it was with the VP, Kathleen, or with some other woman, Nia Long is not going anywhere. She's not. Nia Long is 51 years old. Her fiance, they're not even married yet, but her fiance, 45 years old. So she got a younger man worth 12 million, 6'6". Majority of women would be fawning over him. Do you think Nia Long is going to go anywhere? Absolutely not. And it's not necessarily because of how much money he makes or how tall. That could play obviously a big part in it, but the majority of it is that when you get with these types of men, high value men, men that majority of women want, when you sign up for that role, you understand what you're getting. You understand that that particular man is going to have options, even though it sucks and it sounds harsh to a lot of women that think that they're able to snag up this particular type of man and then also have him faithful. The reality is that it's not. Nia Long is not going to go anywhere. At 51 years old, and this is unfortunate, but when we get older, a lot of times we have to see or understand that if I leave at 51, what are the chances of me being able to get another man like this? And it's unfortunate, but it's the truth. If that's the type of man that you want at 51, at 41, it's slim to none. Let's listen to Kevin Samuels. I missed him, but he said it best.
Yes, ladies, high value men have other women. Always have, always will. I don't know why modern women think that you should be the first group of women who have less wifely skills, less traditional ability, and yet you want strict monogamy. No, you're not enough. You're not enough. Sorry. Because what about on the days when you're not feeling it? If you just, I'm on my cycle, I'm this and that, I'm tired or whatever. Okay. Well, should he pay the mortgage if he don't feel like it? The bottom line is, ladies, I've listened to so many women pop jump, talking about how they wouldn't accept it. And I'm looking at most of these women, I'm like, you ain't never got to worry about this, no way. You're not hot enough. You're not fit enough. And your attitude is trash for these men. Especially on YouTube, I hear these loud, aggressive, masculine women talking about how they're not going to accept anybody cheating. I'm like, if you don't be quiet talking about high value men, ain't no high value men looking at your masculine butts. Why is this important? Because you ladies are getting so many messages. Let me make it real clear. High value men don't cheat. They just exercise their options. At best, you need to make an arrangement and have some rules of engagement. That's it. And if you're not willing to accept that, then go on, get you an average guy, and then deal with that lifestyle. But for the people who want to be able to live that higher level lifestyle, you can't afford it. He's going to facilitate that. And he's going to get what he wants, or he's not going to pick you. And if you think you're going to hold out for the one Russell Wilson, y'all all look crazy.
Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate you. So, yeah, a lot of women will say, oh, and I think I even see it in the chat. So, if he's a high value man and exercising his options, does that mean that he's not moral? This is the thing that women, unfortunately, still don't understand. There's rules to play in the game. There's certain type of men that are different. And when they get to another level, when they get another pay grade, another title, their options, their abilities, what they want usually changes. And because they have a plethora and a variety of women that's willing to play, they're able to do a lot more stuff than the regular man that's working the 9 to 5. Kevin said it so many times, and I'm saying it as well today. For a woman that wants a more faithful man, that is not worried about all the options, then this is where we need to love and support the regular 9 to 5. But for those 90% of women that want this particular man that makes $12 million, that travels the world, that it's been playing NBA for different teams, went from LA to the Knicks and Boston, and on those trips he's by himself, you're not there. You still have a career that you're working at home and with the kids, and you're not there. The opportunities for these particular men are endless. And if you think that you're going to be the one that makes him completely monogamous, then that's what we call delusional. You know, it's funny that going through some of the tweets, and I'm going to bring up this particular guy's, that I knew that Simp Nation was going to come for the beautiful Nia Long. They couldn't wait. Nia, I got my cape on, baby. He ain't treat you right, I will. It's a funny tweet. I'm going to bring it up because I thought it was hilarious. Jamal Bowman, U.S. House candidate in New York, sending nothing but love to you, Nia Long. We're not letting a man who didn't recognize the luxury her presence was dim all her beauty and glory. Matter of fact, we need a Nia Long national holiday. And then y'all wonder why women think the way that we think. And then you wonder, as a woman, who continuously keeps us in a delusion. It would be the men like him, that because she decided to be with a man that she already knew the rules of engagement with, because she's not new to this, I'm pretty sure she's true to this. We have men that would make a holiday and the luxury of being with her, which I'm pretty sure it is. But again, it's rules to the game. She picked the man. The man is who he is, and his options are abundantly clear. So do you think Nia Long is going to leave? No, she's not. I found it interesting, and I was kind of researching a little bit about their history. And I found out that they met in 2010 from a mutual friend. And with that, in 2011, they bore a son together. And in 2015, they were engaged. Some, like in 2015, well, then, of course, in 2016, 2017, you would expect a marriage. But since 2015 to now, they've just been engaged. And that's also a red flag of long engagements. Why, Nia? Well, she said it in Essence magazine. And they did a whole article over her. This is, I believe, in 2017. If you're waiting to see Nia Long and her longtime fiance, retired NBA player back then, Udoka, tie the knot, you'll be waiting a while. And this is what she said for the record. Let's go back to her quotes. Love is complicated. Let's just start there, said Nia. And when you start a marriage, which I've never been married, and there's a reason for that, because I don't know that I need to say I do to prove to you that I love you. But also, what does marriage really mean? That you own me and that I own you. I don't get that part. She goes on to say, marriage is not a priority for me. I'm not saying I'll never do it. I'm just not where we are as a family, Long said, and this is back in 2012. She admitted that she's never seen a marriage work and that marriage didn't define a successful relationship for the two. Instead, the two put their focus on life as a family of four. I don't feel less loved or less loving because I'm not married. I've worked hard to have the career, that PhD, I wanted, but I've also been deliberate about my personal life. None of this is a mistake. So you decide to bear a child and spend 11 years with a man and not require marriage. You've been engaged for 6 years, but it's not a priority. So if you're not putting marriage a priority, I'm just going to assume that maybe you're not putting him as a priority, the union. And then we're wondering why he's exercising options. I'm not saying Nia put this on herself. I mean, technically, did he really cheat? They weren't married. But she didn't feel the need or think it was important to get married. There's no priority in marriage. So there's no priority in having a union between one man and one woman becoming one. So if that's not a priority for you and you're able to settle for what he gives you and it's okay and you're comfortable with it, then any fool will see that you're comfortable with what he's doing on the road or off the road. I think everybody has to define their relationship for themselves. Like everyone has a different understanding, a different agreement, and you have to do what works for you, for your particular family. Interesting that she says agreement. When you sign up for a high value man, you enter into rules of engagement agreement. Is she going anywhere? For what? She understands the agreement. And the agreement is what they have said. It's not marriage, it's not a priority, but she's set on what she has. And at 51 years old, no matter how beautiful that you are, that time clock, real slow. I don't even, it might be on the Rolex time. I don't hear it ticking no more. We both have beautiful careers, Long said. The thing that I think makes it work for us is we give each other the space and time to do what we have to do individually as well as together. She's telling you they're in an agreement. She's telling you that they need space from each other and they do their things individually. And when they come together as a family, they come together as a family. She's not going anywhere. Now, should she? Is it settling? Is an arrangement with a man that's as powerful as Udoka is that settling? Because a lot of my comments said that it was. As a matter of fact, let's pull up one of the comments that I thought interesting. What a terrible outlook. So you love and deal with men differently based on their success. Literally, this attitude is why these men think it's okay. Men have this attitude because women give them this attitude. Women have no problem changing their morale. Women have no problem changing what they would do or wouldn't do with a regular man to a particular man that is worth $12 million. That is 6'6". That is handsome. That has a title of being a head coach. Yes. What is called is being in reality. Their rules, what they're able to do is going to be completely different. So instead of us worrying about, well, should he or couldn't he or what's wrong with him, what we need to know, if this is what these men are doing, are you the type of woman that can take it? Can you be with a high value man? Can you be a Nia Long, knowing that when he's on the road and you're not there, working on your career, taking care of family, not being able to be on the road with him? Are you that type of woman that will be able to handle the occasional woman here, the occasional woman there? Because if you're not, then you need to get high value man, millionaire man, 6-figure man. You need to probably get that out of the equation. And these are the conversations that need to be had because it's just reality. The outpouring of love and support from family, friends, and the community during this difficult time means so much to me, Long said. And this is her new statement that came out today as far as with the situation. I ask that my privacy be respected as I process the recent events. Above all, I'm a mother and will continue to focus on my children. She damn sure didn't say she's a fiance. Damn sure didn't say that she was going to focus on her relationship. Damn sure didn't focus on trying to be a wife. She's focused on being a mother. Again, we're talking about the priorities. You being focused on being a mother, well, you got 2 kids. One's already an adult with another man, and now you have another son from the man that apparently is out and about doing his thing. But where is the priority? He was not in the equation. High value men need to feel like they're a priority and number one. So if you do decide to date one or think that you can, that's the one thing that you need to understand with that particular man, men in general, but definitely that, is that they have to be a priority. The number one, it means you catering. And the reason being is because if you're not doing it, do you know how many thousands of women are lining up to take your role in your spot? Apparently, Miss Kathleen, allegedly, could be one of those ones. Adam Levine. If you guys have heard this story that's going around, I am a Maroon 5 fan. I listen to different types of music. Maroon 5 is definitely one. But this is coming out as well, too. Another man that's worth millions, that's over 6 foot, that is handsome, and allegedly in another scandal sent inappropriate messages to 4 women, swears no affair happened. And then this Instagram model came out and accused Adam Levine of cheating on his pregnant wife. Adam Levine, millionaire, 6 foot, handsome to some. Could it be that he's also exercising options? Probably so. Of the thousands and thousands of women, and this little Instagram model is blowing up his spot. Another one, Adam Levine's ex-yoga teacher. He treated me like used trash. Well, sure he did. You're not his wife. He used you for what he wanted to use. So again, even with that, we have another high-profile marriage, another scandal of other women being with these particular type of men. So women, is this the type of relationship that you want? It's going to happen. There's no skating around it. It is what it is. Do high-value men exercise options? Yes. Can you put a money bet that these types of men are going to be monogamous? You could. You will lose. Do you want monogamy? Then maybe you should get a man that would be monogamous to you. And these particular types of men that all the women want and they have to block on a day-to-day basis. How much blocking can these particular men do? Now, am I excusing it? No. Do I understand it? Yes. We talk a lot, and I see Eugene, about dick discipline. That's a term that we use a lot around in this space. Dick discipline. It is important to be disciplined, especially with this particular head coach that's suspended for a year and might lose his career. And now he has this stigma over him. So even if, let's just say he doesn't play for Boston anymore as far as being the head coach, done. Who would want to pick him up? Who would want him and the stigma that he has to become another head coach of another team? Without discipline, you do fumble the bag. And we live in an era that's completely different from when it was 10, 20, 15 years ago. We're in an age of clout. We're in an age of social media where it doesn't even matter if there's a dollar sign on it. The idea of attention is enough for these women to blow up your spot. And it's so weird because you would think that this man has been in the game for a long time, that he would understand that. The power of the PUSSY. Let me get to some of the super chats, you guys. Will Bravo Network, I appreciate you. When did a side stop understanding their role and getting butthurt when he didn't leave his wife main woman? We're in a whole nother era. And this is going to be another hard truth, but it is what it is. We're not skating around nothing. We're not living in a fantasy world. It is what it is. Back in the day, you didn't hear these stories. It was hush hush. Side pieces knew they role. Once they were done, they were done. But these new side pieces, in the age of social media, for what? Y'all remember Cat Stacks? I'm showing my age right now. Cat Stacks. She was the notorious video penis carousel swinging off everybody's penis. And she put a whole lot of people on Front Street. And then you had Corinne Steffens. That book that, again, the age of where I think it started a lot with this clout with us, is she put all her business in a book and became probably a millionaire back then because she's telling all her business with these particular men. So because of that, that era has changed. There's no hush and side pieces. There's no what's being done in the dark, I can cover it up. Because the idea of a lot of these women is to get you, pin you, do whatever, and then make a name off you. Udoka fumbled a bag. And it wasn't necessarily with Nia Long, because she's not going anywhere. But his career, who he is, what he's built, his legacy is now tarnished. So dick discipline absolutely is definitely important. I would love Diary of a Video Vixen. Yep, I remember that book. I'm going to put the link in the chat if anybody wants to come up and give what they think of this situation. I think we can learn a lot from it. We put it in here. Nia Long ain't going nowhere. But here's the thing. If he continues to do it, her pride, her reputation is then going to go into effect. And this is why you see the Neo's wife leaving and the Tyrese wives leaving. It's because when it's done multiple of times, and when you make a woman feel embarrassed multiple of times, it's not that they're leaving because you're cheating. They're leaving because you're embarrassing them. There was a time where the things was hush hush, but now it's not. So I'm going to take a couple calls if you guys want to come up. My granddaddy side family and my grandma knew about it. I was having this conversation. Shout out to TJ Randolph. We had this earlier, which is true. And we can say high value man, that's for sure. But a lot of women did not leave back in the day with our grandparents. It's because of options. Those men still provided. Those men took care of your kids and them side baby kids. Put that other woman in a home, you in a home. It still was that provision. So a lot of times as women, I know my grandmother dealt with it. It was like, well, do I leave? I got 8 kids. He's providing. He's a man. He's going to do what he's going to do. So that did happen. My grandfather had another family on the side, but he hid it from them. Dick discipline is important, fellas. I agree. It is important. But what also is important is understanding what you're getting yourself into. And do I believe Nia Long knew, still knows? Yes. It comes with the territory. Child, if you ask old heads, they would tell you a lot of grandmothers was cheating too. Facts. So I know what would happen, and this was a Southern thing, is that a lot of these men would leave for the weekend and be with their other family. And those grandmothers would have side boyfriends. Still was a family intact, but did it happen? Yes. Is that a good thing? I guess it's what you're able to deal with. TJ.
Greetings and salutations. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How are you doing?
I am good. Yeah, we were just talking about this earlier today, and it's interesting. Y'all know I'm old, but older. I'll say. I remember when I was in my younger years, I wanted the musician.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Adam Levine. Um,
Right.
I wanted the musician, and never considered, and I suffered many a heartbreak because all the women wanted the same one man that I had, or thought I had, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking about what, 30 years ago, 30 plus years ago. So nothing has changed. Only thing that has changed is the visibility of it. So, shout out to Kevin Samuels. What he said is true. You don't have to like it for it to be true. And that is a fact. And interestingly enough, like you said, even in times when there weren't quote unquote high value men, women in the back in the day knew that their husbands had other women and or other children, and
Mm-hmm.
they stayed. So this is a
Why do you think?
reality.
Why do you think they stayed?
Well, I mean, they stayed for many reasons. One, like you said, they didn't have as many options. Many of them may not have had the financial wherewithal to leave. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
because we're talking about in a time where women work, but they did not make the money to be able to provide for a family. They just didn't. Also, some of them are, like you said, may have had many kids. And like, where are you gonna go with many kids? Who's going to sign up for that?
Mm-hmm.
So, and they say, like it or not, it's better to deal with the devil you know than the devil you don't.
Mm-hmm. So for a woman that's like, no, I believe in monogamy. I don't want to have to worry about this. What suggestions would you give a woman that is like, this is far beyond what I want to do. This is morality that we're talking about, and high value men. What's the value of a man that cheats? What
Well,
advice would you give her?
Well, again, you have to understand know yourself, what you're willing to take. And again, the conversations need to be had early on. Like I shared with you, me and Mr. Randolph. Yes, we are older, but we had conversations early on that these are the ground rules. If anybody
Mm-hmm.
breaks them, we're gonna have to move around. But understand, the things you may think you won't take, a lot of times you may not know until you're faced with that decision.
Yeah.
And that's real. Because I'm sure there was a time, not knowing anything about Nia Long, I'm sure she said, I'm not going to deal with this and I'm not going to deal with that. Well, as you get older,
Things
women,
change.
things change because you're like, okay, again, going back to what I said, sometimes it's better to deal with the devil you know than the devil you don't.
Mm-hmm.
Now, but again, like you said, if this comes a situation that you're continuing to not only embarrass me, but outwardly disrespect me,
Yeah.
for basically for me to be fodder, then that's a whole different conversation. But I think, I wish I could say it's an easy answer. There isn't, because like I put in the chat, this is a tale as old as time.
If you look at the kings of back in the day, the multiple of wives that they had, so it's not, maybe back then maybe it was status, but it is also like the idea of once you get to a higher standard as far as what you make, your title, even what you look like, it's going to be busloads of women gunning for that particular man. And even with Kevin Samuels, he said this on multiple of shows, telling women, you want this type of man. Well, first you need to look the part, but then when you look the part, there are going to be things that you are going to have to deal with. And in my honest opinion, I don't think majority of women can deal with it. And while we're wanting this 10%, 1% of a man, when you get into that relationship, it's completely different than any kind of relationship that you had with Joe on the block, because the options are different, the attitude is different, their wants are different. And it's more of, you're going to cater to me. That's why it's the PhDs and I have a career, and saying they don't care about that because they got you. They want you to cater. And then some of it is, I won't embarrass you, but you might have to look a side eye here and there. Those are those types of relationships.
And like I said, I wish that I had an easy answer, but I don't. Because this is a tale as old as time, and quite frankly, it's going to continue to be such. Um, again, that's not to make excuses of it, or to, make it sound good, but that's why some of these men and women, have these non-disclosure agreements,
Yeah.
because you have so much more to lose. Um, I think we as women, particularly, and I can say that now as a 50 plus woman, we must look at it realistically, because just like we want this man, other women do too, and some women are unrelenting in their pursuits, because they believe that they're going to be the one to get you to leave your woman, or to leave your wife. That's
Mhm.
something else that's old as time.
let's let's talk about it. I know stories personally of people that have told me that um are, play at a more higher level as far as like with sports and even musicians. And I'm gonna bring OG Patrice up as well. OG, I got you up here. That has said you have no idea that when I get back to my room, the 3, 4 naked women that's there every night after a game. I don't know how they get in my room, but these are the Beyoncés, the the top looking 10 women as far as on a rating scale every night.
Yep.
Now, not just one. Now I said multiple. And literally, it's a conversation. Do you think that I can say no to models, Beyonce looking women every night?
That's a hell of a lot of dick discipline right there, if you
That's
can.
a lot of dick discipline.
If you can.
It was a lot. But this is what happens. But these are the women that want these type of men. So you want these type of men. You have to understand that the women that's going to is those IG models. Those they want them too. OG, what you got for us?
Hey, how you ladies doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Hey, sis. Listen, honey, listen, TJ, baby, you dodged a bullet if you never dated a musician before. Me being
I
in it,
have. That's what I'm saying.
me, oh, well,
4 to 5
you
years
already
of
know.
torture.
You already know. Listen, being in the entertainment industry for long as I have, I've dated a couple of them in my day, and it was always a struggle and a fight to keep the ladies off them, because every woman wants your man. Nobody want what nobody else don't want. They want what you want,
Yep.
right? And if you in that sector in entertainment, it's 10 times as worse. Like you said, it will be ladies, listen, throwing their panties on the stage, waiting backstage, hoping to be the one, going to the after parties. I done seen it all. I done fussed and fought with some exes. I just interviewed an ex not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
That's still in the music industry, and I plan to introduce another one of my exes that was high profile in the music industry as producers. Listen, the women want what you want, and it is true. And I remember being young back in the day, and a lot of times parents don't think kids hear everything, but we grew up in a moment in time where you be seen and not heard, but sometimes the walls were thin, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you would hear arguments, right, of parents or your aunties, and you knew that somebody was cheating on somebody with somebody else, or knew about a whole nother family, a whole nother side family. And you're right, the women would not leave, because where would they go if they were homemakers? Where would they go if they had 4 and 5 kids? What other man back then especially is going to want to take care of a woman and 5 other kids, and all of them are like stair steps, literally. So they stayed and they endured, and they did. You're right. The men took care of home, took care of the side family or whatever. Don't let them. Ooh, Lord, no shade, but don't let them be a truck driver,
Mm.
because back then they had families way in other states.
Yep, I know.
I had an uncle that was a truck driver, had a whole nother family. And my auntie did not find out about it until the kids were grown and she had kids. Her kids and this other lady's kids were all around the same age. It's just, yeah, it's mind blowing. But
Yeah.
yeah, if any woman is dealing with anyone in the entertainment industry, honey, you better have the wherewithal of steel. Okay, because you can't be all in your feelings and always feeling away, because every time somebody come up in their face, you know, it
And
is what it is.
and OG, it always surprised me, even with Neo here recently, when his wife left him, Crystal. I can't know her last name, but she's like, he just cheating on me, and I can't take it. You knew. So at this point, I can't feel sorry for these particular women. Like, what did they expect? What do you expect when you have a man that's worth millions that every single woman wants, that's on the road because that's how he makes
Exactly.
his money? How much?
But Courtney, but check this out though. You lose them how you get them.
Well,
Look how she got the man. He
you
was
well,
married to somebody else. Hello.
that's a whole nother story.
He
There,
was married. Listen, he was married to a whole woman that he had kids with. Then he told her he didn't want no more kids.
mm-hmm.
She got her tubes tied, and then he cheats on her with the woman he's about to divorce now. And
Yeah,
then she end up having kids. Like you lose them how you get them. I
that is.
mean,
I'm
yeah.
gonna I'm gonna bring Dr. Steele up, but let me ask you, and OG, you can stay up if you want to as well.
Mhm.
Um, do you think Nia Long's gonna leave?
Oh no, absolutely not. I mean, has Chloe has left, but has she really left? Chloe Kardashian.
No, no.
Hello, hello. She
Yeah.
keep taking it and taking them back and taking them back. And Nia Long, if she leave, like you said, it's gonna be after long endurance of
It's the
taking it.
embarrassment because
Yep,
it's not the act, which I think a lot of
right,
people don't. No, it's not necessarily the act that they're leaving on. It's the embarrassment
exactly. I mean,
because
Chloe
I
should
know.
be way past embarrassment now. She should be,
Mhm.
girl, just go somewhere and just lay down, like for real.
Let me bring Dr. Steele up.
I
Hey, Dr. Eugene Steele.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
No, I'm doing fine.
But what do you got for it? Do you think Nia Long is going to leave? Does she need to leave? Should she be like, you know what? I am woman. Hear me roar. The one thing you're not going to do is cheat on me. I am Nia Long.
You damn right she should be leaving them.
Okay, let's
Let me
go. Why
tell you.
did she leave?
Yeah, let me tell you. For the life of me, I hear all over these YouTube streets now. I hear everything about cheating,
Mm-hmm.
and I got two questions. One, why do people cheat? I know there are so many reasons, but to me, it's just inexcusable. Okay, and the second reason is, well, the second question is, why do you want to stay with a cheater? That's a big question. I mean, think about it. If you're cheating, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what you can bring to your household. Okay, either a business, your business of taking care of somebody else's child while you're in a marriage,
Mm-hmm.
or even worse and more dangerously, you bring an STD to your wife. I, I
Well,
mean,
those are usually the rules of engagement. So how it usually goes is, I understand that you're on the road. Do you play this or whatever? But the embarrassment is don't come home and bring me nothing. Don't bring home another child and don't let it out. So usually it's those three things that these women sign up for, and those are the agreements that they do. Don't bring nothing home, STD, baby, and I don't need to hear about it. But because they know the particular man, and historically, men that are, like I said, kings, and now we don't have kings here, but our superstars are glorified, they're idolized. they are like gods in some of these people's eyes. So people act a fool just by touching. People pay $100, $1,000 just to take a picture with it. Shout out to Chris Brown and now Bow Wow. These women are paying $1,000 for a picture. And you think these men are going to be faithful when women are spending their mortgage for a picture just to take a picture with them?
You know, see, that's the thing about these high value men and these superstars. You know, they know that there are gonna be women, going after them. A flock of women just going after them. Wanting to sleep with you all the time. But some of them just actually eating it up. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they're just basically using their wealth and their status as licenses to cheat. And and but I do know one thing. I remember Kevin Samuels warned women that if you get with a high value man, be prepared to share him with somebody. Okay, either share him or you have to constantly compete
Mm-hmm.
to keep your high value man from cheating, or as he say, exercise options. But
Yeah.
now wait a minute. Don't you really supposed to exercise your option before you put that ring on that woman's finger?
Okay,
Well,
that's ideally. But let me. I'm
mhm.
gonna go ahead and say this real quick, and
Go ahead.
I'm gonna be out. I understand what people are supposed to do, but what they're supposed to do and what they actually do are two different things. And one thing I will say, because I've dated some high value men before I got married to my daughter's father, and even since. One thing is for sure, women, that I think Courtney said, what you won't do, somebody else will.
Yeah.
And back when I was married to my daughter's father, who's a high value man, he worked a lot, always gone. And I think Kevin said that too. And even my daughter said, when you have a high value man, no matter what industry they're in, more often than not, they're going to be working. So you're not going to see him a lot. So you better make damn sure when he's home, every possible need and even desire is met. You anticipate the needs. So whatsoever he want, he got it at home. Because if so, that's something else I learned. That you may say, well, TJ, you 55 and this, that, and the other. Well, this is true. But I let Mr. Randolph know, you ain't got to go nowhere. I don't give a damn how tired I am. I don't give a damn what's in you going I'm gonna give it all to you. So the problem is,
Give it all to them.
because if I won't, even at his age, somebody else will. So women, don't ever, ever, ever think that your pussy, that your pee is that good,
So come on, say it with your chest.
that your that your pussy's that good that he'll wait if you ain't satisfying your man. I'm just gonna keep it 1,000 out with you. Now, we would want to believe that our men and women would do us right, but don't give them no reason, because sometimes you don't need a reason, you still do it. But I'm not gonna give you one, and that's all I got.
Yeah.
I,
I'm going to bring Better You Life Coaching up as well. Thank you, TJ, for that.
bye-bye.
But again, and I hear a lot of people saying, it's Nia Long, it's Nia Long, it's Nia Long. Nia Long is a woman. She's Nia Long to you because, again, people idolize these celebrities. But when you're a celebrity dating a celebrity, y'all, that's just your coworker. This is just girl. And I've been with you for 11 years. That Nia Long shit wears off. You are a woman. I am on the road. I got Rihanna's in my room every night. How much can a man say no if he's dealt with that particular situation on a day-to-day basis? Like, it has to be something where we're like, okay, I get it. If you want this particular type of man, if you don't, and if you want someone that's going to be for real monogamous with you, then you need to get a man that actually comes home to you at night, every night, where you can go to his job and bring him lunch. But still, no man got option at those jobs too. Don't let him win an award or get a promotion. Old Sally from the front desk be looking at him a little sideways.
That's big
Am I
facts.
lying? Am I lying?
No, that's big facts. Like,
Yeah.
that
That's exactly what I was just about to say. Like, you don't even have to be a high value man. Um, from the people some of the folks I've coached, sometimes it's just, even my own experience, sometimes it's just career trajectory. People get into an organization, they see you going somewhere, and sometimes they throw yourself at you because they want that favor when you get to that next level.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes with the territory. I hear everything Mr. Eugene is saying, and I don't disagree with it. But once again, Miss CJ kind of said everything that I was going to say when I was first hit the link to hop up. Like, what people should do and what we actually do is two different things. Like, a lot of times, I mean, frankly, just being real, like, we hear it all the time as men when we in relationships with certain women. Like, they'll tell you in a heartbeat, situation change.
Yeah.
And same thing, situation change. A lot of times, it's easy to be faithful when you don't have no options. When all the women around you want you, just like you're saying, it gets real hard to keep saying no, 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 no. And not every guy is built to keep swatting them away.
Yeah.
And you know,
And
it is what it is. It's not a moral failing. It's life. It's biology. It's opportunity.
And I think women get it messed up too because they think once they take these vows and get married, then it automatically means that a man doesn't have any kind of needs or wants for another woman or desire another woman. It's
Oh yeah.
like once I get married, then that means my penis only get hard for you. That's it. And it doesn't mean that. A man is still going to be a man with the ring or not with the ring. So knowing that, I think it will behoove a woman to make sure, again, that if you want your man monogamous, make sure that man is satisfied.
Yeah. I mean, and even granted, it ain't for me, but I mean, I know somebody who I personally have helped an arrangement save their marriage just because when they got married, it was a particular thing and dude tried to change, but he had certain tastes. And years later, it was like, no, I want a girl that's going to do XYZ in bed with me. And she's like, no, I'm not doing that. And them sitting down and coming to that understanding of, you know what? As long as I don't see it, as long as nobody in the streets knows about it, as long as you ain't out here, got no side baby, no bringing home no diseases, no nothing, I don't see it. It ain't happening. And it is what it is. And 8 years deep.
And those are, and again, I'm not saying I'm for it or against it, but I'm just saying what reality is. And I look at marriage as a business. It's a contract. So if you want your business to flourish, there is agreements that you two need to make. And TJ said this when she came on, is that they had agreements. And my nose, the I don't want to deal with is this. Is that all right? And he agreed or he don't agree. Well, look, these are my agreements. This might happen. Do you agree? It's an agreement and it's an arrangement that you get in. You just have to pick the man for you that you can be in agreement with, and vice versa. If you can't or a thing and you still get in it, I don't feel any sympathy for you once he shows you a thing that he done told you he's gonna show you. People think they can change folks, and marriage doesn't mean you changing that man. Marriage doesn't mean you changing that woman either.
Yeah, and I'll say this too before I hop off.
Yeah, and
Like,
I'm gonna get D as I see you. I'm gonna pop you back up.
okay, but like for all the folks who's like, yo, it's Nia Long, it's Nia Long, it's Nia Long. Like, I hear you. Nia Long is a very beautiful woman, but at the end of the day, when you want what you want, and there's opportunity, and there's a lot of stuff coming at you, a lot of that stuff don't matter. You can put it's Halle Berry done been cheated on, Beyonce done been cheated on.
All of them.
I mean, you can go back as far as you want to go. And the thing of it is, it has nothing to do with that woman and her beauty or anything like that. Like, it simply is for some men, it's as simple as, hey, it's opportunity and I'm lonely or I need some company, especially like in the case of an athlete, like you in a different city every other night. Like
Fact.
you ain't got your wife with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel you.
But,
Let me get some more people up. Dr. Steele, I'm going to drop you down too. I'm going to get some more people up, okay? All right. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. D, I see you. Let me get to some of the super chats. Rich Turner, my God, what's going on? Being in the top percent of earners is mentally draining and can be miserable existence. Few friends, often stress, etc. If she doesn't purposely try to fill in those voids, it's only a matter of time before others do. And I completely agree. I agree. Louis Atkins Jr., thank you so much. I wish I had a soundboard, but I appreciate you so much. These women tolerate anything. They don't have no morals. They're no better than the broken, dusty women they talk about and put down. I've been listening to you for a long time. Have a great podcast career. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. These women tolerate anything. They don't have no morals. They're no better than the broke, dusty women. Well, there is a lack of morale in these streets. What you got for me, D?
Yeah, I seen a lot of guys, sipping hard for Nia Long last night, and it's crazy because I mean, she still is, fairly attractive, but she's 51 years old. This ain't the same Nia Long. This ain't Debbie from Friday that a lot
Mm-hmm.
of people think that they're talking about. And another thing too, I've always heard that she's very rude.
Mm.
So, I mean, you got to add it to the age factor, and then she's probably kind of rude. And and like y'all said earlier, he's a high value man. High value men have other women. That's
Yeah.
just what it is, and she knows that. And all these people, all these guys throwing on the cane for Nia Long. Oh, it's Nia Long. It's Nia Long. Just because you're attractive doesn't mean you're above getting cheated on. I just want everybody to know that. I mean, you know, sometimes like a lot of times like super pretty girls, they have like horrible attitude. So, we don't know her personally. So you can't
Right.
just think just because she's fine or whatever that he fumbled that and all that. Like, nah, man. Just guys like him that have, that make 6+ figures, millions of dollars, they're gonna have other women that they entertain. It's just what it is.
It, facts. I totally agree. And, I the delusion of some of us, we believe that our beauty and our vagina will keep you monogamous to us. Not even our personality, not even if I do these things for you that has nothing to do with sex, but a lot of women think I have the best sex, the best swab, it gets all this, and that's going to keep a man. And it
Yeah,
doesn't.
yeah, that doesn't keep a man at all. And women really need to realize that immediately. Like a lot, I mean, it's just I don't know, man. It's just we just live in a different time now.
Yeah, I understand. Paul, how are you?
I'm blessed. How are you feeling, Miss Courtney? Can you hear me okay?
I can. Blessed and highly flavored. How are you? What do you got for us today on Nia Long? Should she leave? Can you believe that a man would cheat on Nia mother long?
Well, first off, it's an unfortunate situation across the
Mm-hmm.
board. You know what I'm saying? And to be quite truthful with you, I didn't even know Ime Udoka was in a relationship. I don't follow people like that. Okay. Like
Yeah.
I'm not into the tea or anything like that. But when the story broke, I'm like, okay, here we go again. A famous black man in a relationship, with a coworker, and then I found out that he was doing. I'm like, oh, well, that sucks. But here's what I don't like about this situation. When the story broke,
Mm-hmm.
the headline was said inappropriate. It was an inappropriate, intimate, and consensual relationship. And I
Yes.
said, okay, inappropriate is one thing because companies, corporations, they have rules against fraternization in the workplace. So I get it. Okay.
Mhm.
You can't do it in some places. Some places are, some don't. So I get it, inappropriate. So intimate, that's neither here nor there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not spying on the man's penis. Okay. So that is what it is.
Right.
But then I get to the word consensual. And I'm like, all right, this woman, whomever she is, I don't know her name, she knew that she was messing with Nia Long, that he was messing with Nia Long.
Mhm.
Yet she still wanted to get at him.
Absolutely. That made her want to get more. Are you
Is that
serious?
not is that not toxic behavior? You know what I'm
Let
saying?
me.
So I sat there and I thought to myself,
Yeah.
I wonder what kind of role Nia Long played in this. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no way. I think that as a black man, I don't think he wanted to cheat. I don't think us as black men have it in the back of our minds that we gonna cheat. No.
Mhm.
But my thing is, this is a black man, and I just think that whenever a black man cheats, it blows up as if we're meant to be perfect. So I don't think that we should have known about this to begin with. And I think that the Celtics suspending him for the whole season is way too much.
Well, do you think it's too much? Because I think when it comes to play is the who. Who did he cheat with? Now,
Mhm.
if he cheated with someone that's also one of his coworkers or even the wife of one of the VPs, that's when it changes the game up. It's not that he cheated, it's the who he cheated with. And so now that, and this is why I said, you man, you can't shit where you eat. Because she get mad, she get upset, she gonna go to HR. HR has to do something, and regardless if it's the NBA or McDonald's, it's HR, and they have to take that seriously.
Of
So it's
course.
not even if he cheated. If he just cheated with Keisha from around the corner, then that's different. But if you cheating with a VP wife, then there has to be an action that takes place. So even that not being smart, and if that's the case, you that was dumb.
It's dumb. I'm not discounting Ime Udoka. Cheating is cheating. Wrong is
Mm-hmm.
wrong. You know what I'm saying? I just think the punishment was a bit excessive. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
That's just my take. You know what I'm saying? The Celtics are going to be who they are. I just don't like the fact that this is a black man, another black man cheating, and it blows up and it goes viral. You know what I'm saying? I just hate it as a man who is not married, never
Mm-hmm.
cheated. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's looking at this and it's like, yo, I'm a type of dude that wouldn't do what he did, but I still get sent to the fucking friend zone. That's more of a personal, take. But
Well,
it's just amazing to me that when a black man cheats, everybody knows about it. Okay. But then when I see black women divesting with these white dudes that exhibit similar toxic behaviors, we don't say shit about it.
Nia Long plays a
I'll
big
give it.
factor in it. So again, it's who he was with. So Nia Long, I mean, she's a darling in our community. I mean, she was
I agree.
in the 90s, everybody wanted a Nia Long. Hell, J. Cole, had some lyrics about her.
He in the DMs right now.
I would never
Hell,
know. I would never
G,
slide
you
in no.
kind of look like J. Cole. You had little locks. I might have called you little J. Cole. You look like him. But still, it's Nia Long. So again, that's what's going to popularize this scandal, quote unquote, is because of who he is and who she is, and who he could have probably cheated with.
I
With the
think it's
whole,
more so who she is rather than who he is. Because if
yeah,
you think about it, he wasn't even known up until he became the head coach. Okay. And he didn't, and a lot of people didn't even know him up until you saw what he did. Took the
mm-hmm,
Celtics to the finals. Okay. I don't
yeah.
know the guy. I don't care. I'm a Hawks fan. I'm ATL all day. You know what
I'm
I'm
sorry,
saying? But
I'm sorry about that.
sorry.
don't apologize. I see you, Los Angeles Lakers. Y'all ain't got
Yeah.
but it's whatever.
Yeah. So I'm gonna bring some more people up. D, I'm gonna drop you down. Paul, you can stay for a
All right.
second if you want to. I'm gonna bring up Dub Will. So D, did you
Okay.
have anything else for us?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that, people also got to stop thinking that, this doesn't happen on every type of like career, like even like entry level jobs, people have problems like this. Like I remember this guy told me when he was in high school, he smacked this girl on the butt that he was cool with. Somebody called him, and she ended up like making up a story saying that he harassed her and all this other stuff. But they used to do little stuff like that all the time. It's just the fact that she got caught and then she ended up getting him fired. But he said that was like back in high school or whatever. So it happens in all
Mm-hmm.
like levels. But I don't know why he did that at the job. I mean, if you're gonna cheat, like don't do it at the job, man. I don't know why guys do that. It always blows up in your face.
It always blows up in your face. You're absolutely right. So, well, I appreciate you, D. Thank you so
Appreciate it.
much. hmm Dub Will. Let me get to a couple of my super chats here. Uh, Kenyon Clayton, thank you so much for the 5. Um, how's he high value but fumbling the bag by having sex with women that can cost him everything? I'm pretty sure KS even said that's against the rules. Well, he's an idiot, but the high value, it's what you are. So not saying, we have these conversations a lot. So it's not meaning that you're a valuable man as far as your moral aspect. It's like a 6-point thing. One is, being making 6 figures for over 5 years and being LinkedIn verified. So there's other things that makes him high value. But that fumbling of that bag, hell, could make him lose that title of being high value. Better you forget this, but sometimes it's the home dynamic. She might be giving him enough to stay, but not enough to be happy. 80-20 rule. How much is that 20 worth? I feel you on that. Dub Will?
What up?
You there? Hey, what's going on? What you got for us? And Christian, you've been waiting back there. I'm going to bring you up too.
How's my sound?
Hey,
I'm in my
good
truck.
evening,
I'm in
Courtney.
Hi.
my
Yeah, good
work
with
truck right now. Does my sound good?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. All right. First of all, I understand the argument about the whole corporate structure and not messing around with colleagues and all that. But as a Boston Celtics fan, I think the management could just let this one ride. Because we went to the finals last year, so like, why would you mess up the train? I mean, I'm pretty sure the Celtics have overlooked worse things than somebody having sex with a coworker. But that's neither here or there. As far as the whole cheating thing, I have a problem with this word cheating. From what I
Okay.
understand, these two people were not married, correct?
They were not married. They've been engaged since 2015.
Okay, yeah. I don't care about engagements either. Either you're single or you're married. So what I hear is a single man has sex with a coworker. So I don't. That's. Who cares if
Well,
we've been together? What does that mean? You've been together. So what?
yeah.
If
Well,
if
no,
it's if,
I,
it, if,
no, I,
if
I
it's
get
My
that.
consensual point. They knew what they were doing.
But I can even understand like the whole cheating thing, the infidelity thing. If they were married, they're not married. He didn't
No.
owe her anything. He could bounce
If
whenever he feels like it, or go get some side whenever he feels like it. But okay, and another point about even if they were married, let's understand something about monogamy that a lot of times women overlook. They only look at monogamy from one side of the coin, that don't have sex
Mhm.
with other women. They don't look at it from
Right.
the other side, saying that if this man is going to be exclusive with you, he's only going to have sex with you. That means all his sexual needs and desires have to come through you. And if you're not willing to do that, or you're not able to do that, don't be surprised if he goes elsewhere. But
hmm
even in that situation where you're willing to, do any and everything that he wants, sometimes it's just about new pussy. I mean, really, your wife could be the. I'm being honest, and any man that can disagree with me if he wants to, but we know what it is. Even if you
Yeah, no,
don't cheat,
I agree. It's the variety, right?
right? And this goes for high value men, regular blue collar dudes, whatever. Sometimes it's just the option of sex from a different woman. And even if you don't cheat, if you're a faithful guy, the temptation is still there. So I
and
tell
you
my
know what?
wife all the time, like when we were like engaged, I said I can never promise I will never cheat on you, but what I can
hmm
promise is that I will do my best to avoid putting myself intentionally in a situation where I will be tempted to cheat. But if I'm in the grocery store, if I'm at Kroger, and the cashier looked good, and she got a little something, got an ass on her. Let's be real. And she throw it at me. I can't guarantee I'm not gonna take it.
Yeah.
Chris is okay.
That's just real. I mean, and I'm so annoyed about this. Oh, how could he do this? How could he do that? Because it's been the same thing from beginning of time. High value, middle value, low value, the bum on the corner. Dudes with penises want different vagina. It just is what it is.
All right.
But,
So
but,
I have.
but women want different men too. It's the number one reason why women cheat. Sexual variety. Because I was listening to
Let me
But
push back on that. I'm gonna.
That might be true, but women are more likely to remain faithful than, or it's not against. They're not fighting against their nature to remain faithful as a man is. If a man wants to remain faithful to his wife, whether it's not worth the headache or whether it's religious reasons, he still has to fight against his nature to seek new sex. See what I'm saying? It's not the same for them, in my opinion.
I'm going to respond to that, Paul, but I also saw something that I wanted to bring up in the chat. New P is P, you say? And then I'm going to get, because then she said, I'm going gay, F that. So what she's meaning is men say this, P is P. Who said your P is good? I mean, it is what it is. Your P ain't different from this P. But then you over here talking about you want variety. And then you over here saying if she throw it back and she over there ringing up the bananas and she throw that thing back, I can't necessarily say that I'm going to say no.
Gotta love tangerines.
So what is a woman supposed to do? Because we ain't looking like Nia Long. So for the average woman that wants a man to be monogamous, what
hope
is
for the best.
Hope for the best. Hope for the best. Prepare
hope
for
the
the
best.
worst.
There's no guarantee. How do you? Unless you're gonna marry a gay dude. I mean, I don't know what else you're gonna do. I mean, it's a possibility.
More penis than the what? Hold on, Chris, what do you have
Okay, and this is.
Go ahead. I'll let you finish up. Chris, we'll get you in.
I was watching the whole thing and enjoying myself. You ain't gotta worry. You know?
Deb, you still there? He's look at it, a working man.
Hey, can you hear me? I'm driving through a small town, so I'm going in and out.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I'm mic'd up though.
Okay, well, he'll probably pop back up. So
Yeah,
what do you have? Can you answer that question now? P is P, but now you won't do it. And now Nia Long can't keep him. Beyonce can't. What is the average girl supposed to do?
Average girl, I like depending on what average is, average can always move. Even if you try to stand out, average can still move regardless, even though you can have like the best, tangerine up in the market and you got like all the tangerine juice that's literally up inside it, and like learn how to actually get piped out or maybe do like the best BJs, still no guarantee because the average, with weighted average, it's still going to be moving regardless because it's always going to be like another woman that's going to literally be better than the one they got up front. You know what I mean? That's the unfortunate part about it, right? Mm-hmm. And with the whole Ime Udoka situation, let me be very, very clear. I'm not defending what he did whatsoever with the Celtics as well as Nia Long. I actually truly feel bad for her in a sense. I can't really defend him whatsoever on this. You know what I mean? But it comes to like a very deep moral of the story. You gotta literally try to guard your eggplant, guard your grapes, guard your nuts. But the moral of the story is the wolves are lurking. The wolves are really, really lurking out there. And because now, Ime is like having all this money, he's having all this success, literally taking the Celtics close to within 2 games of winning the NBA Finals. Okay? A lot of folks are literally very, very salty based on all the success they endeavors outside the organization. And I would bet my money that it's going to be like some very salty people within that organization as well that are looking to try to take him the fuck out of there.
That's
You know what I mean?
exactly my point.
And that's basically what it's all about.
Do you
That's what
think
it's all.
do you think race could play a factor in this because he's a black man?
Absolutely.
Anything
Yeah.
can happen. Anything can happen. And they'll try to use that as a cue. Like, even though, like, you need to say the women actually just threw it back in there because we don't really know all the details, because all the details that we have so far within the last few days, and Agent Wojnarowski of ESPN actually first broke the story yesterday, within like a couple of days ago. So it's still sketchy. It's like a lot of gray area and a lot of deep stuff that's like a way messier from inside the organization behind the scenes that we've yet to know about, which is will be a lot scheduled. That's why I can understand why White, you know, the owner of the Celtics, and I ended up suspending the Ime for a year, right? And there's no guarantee that he may be back to even coach the Boston Celtics again, based on what went on.
No, because they kept that open. When they suspended him, they specifically said, and we're going to visit this back to see if it's going to be, you know, indefinite.
No guarantee.
It's not
That's
a
what it
guarantee.
is. They don't give out specific stipulations on how to actually get reinstated. No speculation like how they have to improve the job, however it may be. We don't know. It's just a lot messy behind the scenes. A lot of speculation, like which woman he cheated with, we don't really fully know because everyone's getting speculated because Celtics, they're the ones that actually messed the whole thing up. Now, if they suspended him and then now news broke after the fact, that would have been a different story. But when you're talking about speculation saying, oh, he's going to be suspended for this, we don't know how long, and someone literally broke out within the organization, however it may be, at the end of the day, that's on that organization, that's on the owner, that's on, you know, the president of basketball operations. They should actually handle that way, way better than it really should be. You know what I mean? They were the ones that like caused all the unnecessary with all the women that they had rumored involved and swirled around. Rumors circulating that Ime was sleeping with like married women being a homewrecker. We actually fully know what the heck's going on.
We don't.
And even it was higher fire when, you know, cheating on all these men. And also take note of the fact that Ime is literally 7 years younger than Nia Long. 7 years younger.
Yes,
Nia is literally around approaching menopause. You know, they have a child together, but yet they're yet to be married after literally being 7 years engaged, but yet there's no marriage really going on within like 6 years ago. Again, I'm not going to dig too much into what they do behind the scenes into their relationship. That's not my business. That's not my concern. No here, no there. That's not me. But when you have situations like that in that nature, you know, I understand people want to try to throw some things back, but it's extremely risky when trying to do with like all these relations and like all the sexual relations when you're dealing with like coworkers and everything, because you don't know if they truly have your back behind the scenes or not, or when they do get caught, are they actually going to hold themselves accountable with you? Don't do they everything can actually save your ass? I mean, save their ass, excuse me, and literally throw you under the bus. That's the number one concern they have right there. When it comes to money, when it comes to all these belongings and all these things, and that's what makes it very, very sketchy. Now, don't get me wrong. I have a cousin of mine that actually is in a serious relationship with a coworker that he met years ago, and they're still going strong to this very day. They trust one another. They're very transparent with what they do and all these things. It can work. But you have to understand standards. You got to understand sets. You got to understand chain of command. You got to understand all these strategies. You got to understand like how trusting is you want to be. You have to vet that woman extremely thoroughly and based on what her mindset is and actually look into her history just to make sure that not only your reputation is protected, but also her reputation is also protected as well.
Yeah.
And that's why all these work relationships and manifestations are like very slim to none. They actually become very slim at being successful due to crap like this.
Yeah, I agree. And that's why with these companies, they have, you know, no fraternizing rules because they understand that if something were to happen, it go messy and you guys work together, then it's going to become an issue. Now, but I do know that there's a lot of people that find love at their job. So
absolutely,
that's the thing too. But again, I've known people that found love in the job and the wife or the husband switch jobs or another position where it wouldn't affect them. So there's things that you can work around. But again, in this situation, if he was messing with the VP wife,
the wife's VP,
right, that's something different. Do men think of this? Do men think of the situation they can put them? I already know the answer to that. I don't even know why I'm asking.
I do.
Most of us do.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, Courtney.
Look at my face.
I've never dated a coworker. So what I do is I assume that everybody's married. Okay. I don't care who you are. I don't care how bad you look. I don't care this, that, that. I don't care. I assume that everybody's married because I'm not trying to home wreck nobody's situation. Okay. And I also don't want to lose my job for fraternizing with a coworker. So I assume everybody's married. Okay. I've never been married personally, so I'm single and I'm doing whatever I'm doing. So I wouldn't try to talk to a coworker because I'm not trying to get into no sticky situation because it can't get awkward. You know what I'm saying? I've known coworkers who've dated other coworkers and shit went bad. You know what I'm saying? I've even seen a whole argument happen in front of me where the girl almost got her ass whooped straight up. And I was like, I can't do it. So I assume everybody's married.
I want to, because I wanted to address what you said as far as with women wanting variety of penis.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting on, Courtney.
I know. That ain't true.
Really?
It's not true. Women don't sit and think and look at men, man, I want to jump on that. Oh, I bet that's good. Generally, we don't. When we start looking at other men, it's because we're emotionally attached to them. Something happened where we're not emotionally connecting to a man, and a man is giving us, like old dude said with this. Let me bring that slide back up. A little simp dude. Let's see, where you go. When men start speaking to us like this, sending nothing but love to Nia Long. We not letting a man who didn't recognize the luxury her presence was. When men start talking to us like this and start getting into our ear and have us thinking, you know what? I am luxurious. You know what? There should be a national holiday that should be Courtney Michelle. When men start speaking to us like this and get in our ear, that's when the idea of cheating comes along.
Yeah, because you want to try to feed into a delusion. You want to try to feed into the ego.
That's what it is. So it's,
okay.
Oh, they feeding into our ego. They're making us feel good. Now we emotionally have kind of a bond or a connection with him. And then that's when it started getting the juices flowing.
Wait a minute.
So you get moisturized.
Wait a minute. Do you realize that you kind of contradicted yourself?
Yeah, I was just about to say you kind of contradicted yourself just then, Courtney.
How?
Because you called him a simp, but then you said the words he said would catch your attention.
Yeah. Well, that's why men are simps. It's not saying that women don't fall for simps. I didn't say that.
Right. I disagree. I don't think women fall for simps. I think women use simps to their advantage. I don't think they fall for them though.
Exactly.
And we use it for validation to make us feel good.
Because like a friend zone. Dudes in a friend zone are simps, but you're not falling for them. You're not trying to marry one of them. See what I'm saying?
I can't say that 100% yes. Simps have obviously a negative connotation in this space. But let's just take the word out of it.
Okay.
If my man cheating on me, and I have a man, and this man was
your husband or your man?
Either or.
No, your man can't cheat. Only your husband can cheat on you.
Okay, my husband.
Okay, there you go.
And we have this man that is a U.S. House candidate in New York.
Okay.
And he's telling me, and I'm hurt. My man has embarrassed my husband, embarrassed me, and everything. And I have this man telling me that we need a Courtney Michelle holiday. That he didn't recognize the luxury of my presence. And he would never dim my beauty and my glory. And he's making me feel what I'm lacking at home and what my man embarrassed the hell out of me. These are simp words. But could I fall for this? Do women fall for this?
Yes.
Who'd you say said that? No. That's a bad example. Who'd you say said that in your example?
Well, I'm using this guy right now.
Jamal Bowman, the representative Jamal Bowman of New York.
Yeah.
Okay, that's someone who has a level of prestige and power
Right
and
there.
significance. That has whether he
Well, can
that
be simping. Simping doesn't have
A label
pay grade.
or a position of power.
Right.
yeah, but it's different when it comes to a dude like that.
The,
Because that guy that you showed, Courtney, he has influence. Now,
Right.
so let's flip the script here.
If someone who made half the amount of money you made was doing the same thing, you wouldn't pay no attention.
Right. So let's flip the script. So let's just say for the sake of argument, right? So I know a woman, right?
okay.
And her husband, he's cheating and he's doing whatever he's doing. She tells me, I'm like, yo, he shouldn't do that to you. Okay. I'm gonna be there and you know what I'm saying, just be like, you know, I want better for you. You know what I'm saying? You don't deserve that. I'm not gonna go as far as to say, oh, you need your own national holiday and so forth and so on, because I'm gonna go to that brother and be like, yo, you shouldn't be cheating. You know what I'm saying? But here's my issue. Women know men that will always uplift them, that will always pray for them, that will always show up and show out for them, and show other men how to treat women with respect. You know what I'm saying? My father being one of them. But what happens to those guys? They're the cleanup guys, quote unquote. They're the ones that you go to later in life. You know what I'm saying? I saw somebody in comments mention Russell Wilson. Okay,
I say Russell Wilson.
Look at that situation, right? People forget Russell Wilson was actually married before he got with Sierra. They divorced, sadly. Okay. Yeah. It's neither here nor there, but look at what happened. Sierra went to Future. They got together. You know what I'm saying? It was a rocky relationship. Then Sierra got with Russell. I have no problem with what Russell Wilson did. I respect any man that's going to take a single mother and raise their children like his own. I have the utmost respect for it, but I don't like it because it happens way too much in the Black community.
This is what we're missing on the Russell wanted her. He pursued her.
Okay.
Russell wanted her. So it's not that she got hurt by a Future and then ran to a Russell. Russell pursued her. He got the woman that he wanted. So I don't know. We do this Russell Wilson thing, but he got what he wanted. Now y'all want to shame the man because she got Future's baby, but that's the woman that he wanted and he got her.
It's not shame. They can do it. I don't know these people. They can do what they want. I'm just saying. But the principle is that would Sierra, and this is hypothetical because we don't know them, would she have even entertained Russell Wilson if she had already gone through Future?
Exactly.
I mean, we don't know, but again, we keep doing Russell. Russell Williams is a freaking quarterback. He is a multi-millionaire. He's not a regular Joe Smo.
But we're not. We're just using them. But we're not being literal with them. We're using them as an archetype. We see Russell Wilson, Sierra situation in regular people all the time.
Exactly.
That's the point of bringing them up. Of course, those are celebrities. They're worth hundreds of millions of dollars. They live a different existence. But we use that archetype for the everyday person, and we see that all the time. The girl that was hot in high school and college, she went through the phase where she messed with the dudes that she shouldn't be messing with, got knocked up, had a baby or two, and then on the back end now she wants a good guy. Well, why didn't you want the good guy when you were fresh?
Well, I don't know. Let's look at this situation right now. So Nia Long got her man. He's cheating.
He's not cheating. He's not cheating.
He's looking at other options and playing around with other options and all in the other options. So what would you consider him because of what he's doing? Is he considered a good man? Would he be a Future or would he be a Russell?
He's a Russell that hold on.
I don't know him well enough to know if he's a good man or not. I'm not gonna call him a bad man because he had sex with another woman.
Is he a Future or is he a Russell?
I say Future.
I don't agree with that dynamic.
Oh, why not? He out there doing what Future.
I don't really know. I can't really.
I don't think neither. I don't think he's either.
Y'all just
because now if he's out here just adding to the baby mama population, I'm with you. Okay, but he got some he got some side. I mean, like, this is not. Was he still handling his business at home? Like, was he still taking care of his kids? Like, I'm not gonna.
We don't know.
Well,
That's what I'm saying. If he's doing all that, if he's handling his business with the Celtics, I'm not gonna call him a bad man because he quote unquote cheated on Nia Long. Is Jay-Z a bad man now because he cheated on Beyonce? Does that negate all that other stuff?
no. But see, I don't think if someone makes a mistake or cheats is necessarily a bad man. I think when it comes to it, what makes him bad, if that's not an agreement that we agreed on, you continuously do it, you embarrassing me, the STD baby, then no, that's not. And again, this is agreement. If you agree to that situation, if you know the type of man that you're getting into it with, and you agree, and he continuously breaks that agreement, those rules of engagement, then that's when it becomes a problem.
This is where we just have a difference of opinion. If that marriage contract, whether legally, spiritually, however you want to do it, is not in place, he doesn't owe you anything. Neither does she. She could bounce tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So all I hear is a single man had consensual sex with another woman. Okay.
Would you have that? Do you have that same thing if Nia Long was to go out and get with Michael Ealy?
Sure, she's not married to him. She can do what she wants.
And it's a double standard. It's
Why?
okay to say it. It is. No, she can't do what he does.
Why not?
Because she's a woman.
But she's not married to him.
Doesn't matter.
It does. Well, in society, okay, let me back up. I'm speaking for me as an individual. I can't speak for society at large. For me, and this is something that only really happens, not really only, but it happens a lot with Black people. We take boyfriend, girlfriend, situationship, engagement as a thing. The only categories is single, widow, divorced, and married.
That sounds great.
It's what it is.
It is legally. But when
yeah.
these relationships come, you're invested. You're emotionally invested. And we have to realize that too. When you got with your wife, if you know she was sleeping around until the day that you got married and signed the marriage certificate, it would be a problem.
Whoa, if I knew she was sleeping around before we got married, I would.
Was dating and still had men on the side up until you got married, it would be a problem.
I wouldn't have married her.
Exactly, you wouldn't. That's why I said it's not. She's still considered single, but no, she's
right. She's single, but if she wants to go date with other dudes and sleep around, then we just won't interact with each other. You go do what you do, and I'll go do what I do.
Courtney.
But hold on. But I wouldn't hold that against her and be like, "Oh, you cheated on me," or you just know you want to go be with other people. Then you just go live your life. I don't owe you anything until we are married. Even if I gotta bought a ring and put it on your finger, you can take that mug off and say, I don't want to do this the day before, and that is within your right.
That'll suck.
It will suck, but it is what it is. I would rather you do it the day before than the day after.
Now,
agreed.
Now we stop the cap.
What's the cap?
Stop the cap.
What's the cap?
If your wife, but when y'all got together, if she was not monogamous to you before marriage, you would not have married her. Monogamy plays a role in getting married.
I got you, Courtney. I got you. And I agree. But what you're missing is that we would have never gotten to the point of even being married.
If she wasn't monogamous, you're absolutely right. So monogamy isn't.
But that's not. I don't call that monogamous. I call that being marriage minded. When me and my wife got together, we both were looking to be married. Now, if you were out, messing with other people, then then you're just on a different time than I am, and we're not even going down that road. But the reason we even got on the road to begin with is because we were both on the same time. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. All right.
That's just me.
Miss Courtney, let me ask you a question. How do you feel about dating multiple people at the same time? Just a general question. I want to know.
I personally can't. I don't. I'm a one-time dater. If I like you, I'm like old Felice Johnson. I like you. I want you. You're mine.
Now, you can't take a relationship, Courtney. You can't take a relationship.
Now,
Mine.
Please Johnson taking it. He ain't asking.
Don't let us have one good date. I'm calling the next day. What's up, me and you, baby?
Okay,
No.
so here's my thing. Okay, and here's the reason why I'm asking. I'm going somewhere with this. I'm the same way as you are.
Okay.
I've only dated multiple people at the same time once in my life, and this was recent. Okay.
Mhm.
But growing up, seeing what I've seen in the men in my life and the men that I grew up with in the church, I only know one way of thinking. If I'm going to date you, I'm going to date you. Okay. I understand people are going to do whatever the hell they want to do. But if I'm dating you, if I'm actively trying to court you, my eyes are on you and you only. I haven't had many relationships, but I've never cheated. I will never cheat because my thing is, if I'm going to cheat, I'm not even going to be with you to begin with. Okay. So
I'll just end the relationship.
Hold on, wait. Hold on. Let me say this, okay? Let me say this. So, as I've grown older and seeing how trash the dating scene is in Atlanta, I'm kind of falling back. But I have a friend who is into polyamory and all that lifestyle. But what I love about them is they know how to freaking communicate. I'm connected to a woman who's been married for 23 years, and she still messes with other people. But they come together, they talk. And that's my thing. We got to learn how to talk as a black people because I'm all about communication. If you can't talk to me, you can't be with me, period. I don't give a damn how bad you look. I don't care how much money you make. We need to sit down and be like, look here. This is where I'm at. This is where I'm trying to go. You can either get with it or get lost.
Can I respond to Miss TJ's super chat before I go?
Yeah, I got some other people to bring up, but yes, I do. So TJ wants to know, what does he owe their son for cheating on his mom?
He owes their son to be a good father. It has nothing to do with her. Being a good father has nothing to do with her.
Does being a good father show how he also treats his mother?
No, that might make him a bad husband or a bad partner or whatever word you want to use, but that has nothing to do with him as a father. Him and her can have a completely toxic, hate-filled relationship, but he can still be a good father to his son. That's just my view. I don't like when people do that. They try to conflate things. Well, if how you treat the mother has to do with no. Same thing with her. She could be a terrible wife and still be a fantastic mother.
I don't agree.
Oh well.
But here's why. I can't completely love my daughter without having a respect for her father, because again, that's still part of her. I can't treat him wrong. Now, whether he's cheating or not, or that's something else, but I can't treat the father of my child wrong because I love her. And that's her dad. So I have to have some level of respect and dignity for her dad because that's part of her. So it doesn't matter how we treat the child is important in this, because this is also the first interaction that this child is going to see of two people together, man and woman.
I will only agree with that if they were doing it. If the child saw the dysfunction. If they're not seeing it, but as far as him having, because this goes back to him having sex with another woman, what does that have to do with the child? And everybody might disagree. I just don't see that. Like, because I come from the perspective of, even to this day, my parents are still together. They've been married over 40 years. Their marriage is their marriage. I have nothing to do with their marriage. I was part of their family. I was a product of their marriage, but I wasn't in their marriage. Whatever drama, whatever issues they had going on between them, and I'm sure they did in 40 years, that had nothing to do with me, because my place was as a child.
Okay.
And as long as I was taken care of, and my father and my mother did a great job, but whatever issue they were having drama, even some of the stuff I saw, it had nothing to do with me. That's them. My place is below them in that hierarchy. Okay. But I gotta go. I appreciate it, Courtney.
Well, I appreciate you, Dub. I'll see you.
Yeah, I'll see you around. All
right. Bye. All right. I'm gonna bring Dr. Still, I see you. I'm gonna bring up Hink here. Hey, Hink. You there? Hink, if you're not there, I'm gonna dump you on the side of the corner.
Nah, he's getting himself ready.
Well, let me drop him. I'll bring him back up. I'll bring up Dr. Steele. Paul, you still with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Dr. Steele, you had some more to say. I know you did.
Yeah. I wanted to say that, another thing that I remember Kevin Samuels talked about is how a high value man can be reckless when it comes to sex. And if a man is reckless, you know, he'll lose respect from his network or his circle. And I think that's the case I'm seeing here
What do you
with
mean, Udoka?
the yeah, yeah, that's the case I'm seeing here. I mean, sexual recklessness to go and have an affair with a VP out of anybody.
Hmm.
Come on now, you know.
Tracy, what do you got to say about that?
What I do have to say is, you got again the wolf situation. You just got to be very, very careful with where you eat, and you got to literally try to just literally vet people way, way more carefully on this whole ordeal, because there are some people, unfortunately, that are literally out to get you just who you are. Unfortunately, if you're not careful, and I know what Kevin Samuels say, high value men don't cheat exercise options, but that doesn't mean you gotta be exercising recklessly all the time. But if you really want to actually get women so bad and everything, like why not actually get women literally after your job, or like when you're done with your job, when you get some free time, go to a public spot, go to a city downtown, go to a street, and actually just introduce yourself to certain women, talk to women that you want to speak with, get them to actually talk to them whenever you're free, and actually speak with them there and handle your business outside. As long as it's not in the company, you good. If you choose to still date your coworkers, whatever it may be, because at some point, some got to give either one or the other, depending on like which one is a little bit lesser impact. They may have to be willing to either change to another company or to a different environment just to make sure the relationship is still intact. So this is why I cite these types of relationships as extremely risky, because there's a lot of stuff that could go on that not only can take your brand, it could take like the company's reputation. It could be dealing with unwanted lawsuits for some lies that came by where they actually splurged some money on and deal with settlements. It's
Mhm.
crazy, it's messy, and this saga is not over. It'll be more crazy. It's literally coming
No,
down the pipe for months to
it's
come.
gonna be more. I already
You
know.
know,
And like even
but
when I brought up Adam Levine and the
oh
multiple
my
women are coming
god,
up. So but this is the age that we're in. So again, even with men and exercising options, and I see this a lot too with men that are new to money and new to getting women and new to women getting throwing their stuff at them and all this. They don't know how to vet the right woman.
and it's scary. And I'm
And so
still in the
that's
process of
how
actually
you
trying to
get
learn
the
that
Corinne
myself.
Stephens and the groupies and the Corinne Stephens and the all those is I brought up Cat Stack. Y'all probably don't remember her. But it's if you gonna go out there and do your thing, you need to pick the woman that you have an agreement. Look, and I'm willing to bet, even with Nia Long, I don't know it, but I'm just gonna bet it that a lot of these women pick the women that they cheat with, and not even cheat because it's not cheating. They know about it, but the men will ask, "Hey, what you think about her?" A lot of these women that date these particular men know the woman the man is having sex with.
Mm.
And that is the case for a lot of women. It's the husband will ask her, "Hey," or the woman say, "Yeah, that's okay. You can do that." So even sometimes the woman and the wife vets the woman, and that's a whole nother conversation.
That goes back to my,
Oh.
but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah. Paul, I'm gonna bring up Pink. I'm gonna go ahead and drop you down too, and then I'm gonna wrap up here in a few. Okay.
Okay. Good night, y'all. Thanks for having me on.
All right, good night.
Bye, Paul.
Um, and I'm gonna go ahead and go as well. But I want to ask this question first
Hmm.
before I go. Um, if a woman, decides, she wants to stay with that high value man, is it because she loved the man, or is it because she loves the lifestyle?
That's the thing you want to actually try and pick up, because at the end of the day, what she decides is actually going to be a reflection of her character and what her mindset is at the end of the day. If she picks the latter, that actually just shows you how shallow she really is. But if she picks the formal and she starts to learn who he is, and if he communicates in an effective way where like they could be like in tune emotionally and he does the best he can, and she sees the flaws in their nature and wants to do everything he can to actually work together so they can build together, this like a deep woman that you really want to build with. But other than that, when they focus on all these shallow stuff that they ain't seen in a while, they want to try and keep the lifestyle attained. This is you dealing with like a miserable woman right there, literally down the pipe.
Okay.
Okay. You want to know the answer to that?
Hell yeah.
I'm trying to see how I can say it.
Anyway, I appreciate you having me.
I appreciate. Well, you know, I appreciate you. A woman falls in love with the lifestyle that you can give her, not necessarily you first.
Sad. It's sad.
It's the So if she sees that you can give her a particular lifestyle, then in her head she plays it up and then gets excited and then points and picks you out and I want you. And then because of that, then she'll start having feelings and emotions for you. But it's that lifestyle that she wants. So if you're charismatic, if you're handsome, if you have money, all the things that women by largely say they want, if they see that all packaged up in a Udoka and they set their eyes on it, and women do, they tunnel vision, I want him because he can give me everything that I want. And that feeling of being able to get everything they want, a lot of women think that's love. But it's that feeling of being, it's that feeling of that lifestyle. If
That's
that man was
childish.
to take it all away and that lifestyle is no longer, what she fell in love with dissipates. And then that love starts being combative and angry. And you're not doing what you told me you were supposed to do. Give me the things that you're supposed to give me. Now I got to work. And then you'll see a change in her. It's sad. It's the
It's
truth.
shallow.
A lot of women fall in love with the lifestyle, and it's for them first. And then they'll start have feelings for you because they thanking you for giving their lifestyle. If you take it away from her, she's not usually a lot of these women that go for that is not going to treat you the same. Now that's not all women.
No.
But those particular women that go for that man, that's why they're able to look a side eye and able to do arrangements because it still keeps them with their lifestyle. That's why a lot of men are able to get over on women like that because they're married to the lifestyle, not the man.
I've when I was in college, right? I've been flaked by like a bunch of few women. I've been like a friend show by a bunch of few women as well that I didn't have like all the communication skills like fully developed, but she had not really actually seen the solo cues. That's by far. But I've been flaked on by literally party girls, literally want to try and booze themselves up and really have a great time, even though I may want to try to use some help to actually try and help me get me through school. And over the years and looking back on things, I reflect on how far I came. It's just due to the fact that a lot of people these days nowadays are just like literally very shallow. They don't even like want to try and just really be in tune with certain people. They want to try and be in tune with the lifestyle itself, even if they want to try and give certain parts to like the people that actually hate have beef with. They want to try and like deal with the lifestyle themselves, just to like, literally try to fuel their ego and try to take posters, pictures of themselves on social media to actually show off to your own friends and enemies. Like, ha ha, look at what I've done, look at where I'm at. You can't touch this. It's an ego thing. And that's the thing that I'm literally starting to see and I'm really trying to learn and practice as I go along through the social world.
Yeah, man. I think after the stream, we need to talk. Us doing a stream this evening and talking about women ego. And I don't know. We really talk about that. We talk about men's ego, but women have a huge ego.
Yeah.
And that ego goes into play with pinpointing and trying to get the man that they want to deliver the lifestyle. The ego goes with, I know that he's with Nia Long, but because I think that I have the WAP and I can get him, and haha, Nia Long ain't all that what everybody want because her man wanted me. It's that ego.
Right.
I mean, it is what it is. So that's it. So high value man got to deal with those women, the ego, and then also if you dump me,
Oh
this is the
no.
reason why I'm gonna treat you as such. I'm gonna take your son. I'm gonna do this. You
And
bruised
they
my
set you up with false charges really down the line. That's the thing that
you
really
bruised
fears
my
me.
ego.
You know, that's the thing that really scares me. Like the moment that I've actually just gone through and didn't realize how far I could take it, because I'm literally looking for dad science positions right now, and they literally are minimum like 100K and up. But when you try to go up to like the $250,000 a year and everything, and
Mm-hmm.
that's literally as you go high up the ranks, more concern you have to be with like certain people that really around detail, because you don't know if they're really actually truly out there for good, or they're literally trying to actually literally try to use you up for something. Because this is what actually led me to the master in the first place. So
Mm-hmm.
I could try to pick out subtle cues. So I could try to find ways to try to defend myself from literally getting used and not get abused by certain people, some men and women. You know what I mean? Because there are people that literally do everything can to literally screw you over by the wayside, so they'll try to get like a leg up over you. Even to me, trying to get you hemmed up on false charges, whatsoever may be, or get you in civil lawsuits. You know, those are the things that like literally scare me the most. Even like that. That's why I try my best to prepare for like all the social cues with the whole PUAs and part of the red pills, some of Kevin Samuels. I do these things so I can try to prepare more on like a social level, so I can try to master the social game, as well as try to master like the analytical game when it comes to mathematics. So that's the thing that really concerns me.
Well,
Well, my
I
man,
think. Well, go ahead. Let me let Hank go. Hey, Hank, how are you, darling?
Hey
how you
Hank,
doing, Courtney? How you doing? How you doing, young blood? Let
Good.
me say this, but you might as well get over that being used. You're gonna be used as soon as you get a relationship. Doesn't matter. It's all about how much you get used. That's the only thing. When a woman says she wants security, what do you think she's using you for? Security,
security.
provision, and purpose. Yeah, you about to get. It's all about how much you're gonna get used. So it's inevitable. It's going to happen. It's all about how much you would accept, how much you would tolerate, and how much you would take. Now, it's a give and take. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to do the same thing. You're going to use her for her
Right.
looks, her body, maybe the way if she can cook. You know what I'm saying? If she's going to give you a child or children or more than one child, you're using her for that to provide you with to provide you with a family. So you're pretty much going to use each other. It's all about how much you can accept and tolerate and deal with. That's what it's all about. And the most important thing is don't look at it as that. If you don't look at it, it don't feel as bad. I promise you.
Okay, I
Yeah,
definitely won't.
So
it's
I mean, just don't look at it like that. Just look at it as you providing for her, and she's providing something for you.
In return.
And y'all both have that understanding that y'all providing for each other.
Okay.
it's the whole idea of a business. So you have to understand, like when you marry, it's a merger.
But when
So
your relationship prior to that is just like a warm up and more of like a business savvy relationship, you got to try and make sure it's maintained so that you don't have to worry about recessions and all that.
well, I mean, I guess when men date, women is always thinking if they're dating a good man that they want, that's going to be their husband. The issue with women is that we don't understand that with men it's different. You guys have a window. So you could be with a great woman, but that doesn't mean you're going to marry her because you're not ready to get married. That's why we said women have access to sex, men have access to relationships and marriage. So you have the access to the marriage. So you have a window. You can meet an amazing woman, but if you're not ready to be married, majority of men are like, I'm not ready right now. And there's nothing that usually women can do to make you or force you. We try to be our best, but then it doesn't work. So a lot of women get it wrong on that aspect. But when you're ready and then you find a woman that's ready, it's your job to find a woman that's going to help you in your mission to be great. And that's where we say using, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. You're a great man. You're going to be an amazing, great man. So when you pick your wife, you make sure that she's the one that's going to help you in your greatness.
Absolutely.
And that is more than pretty face. That's more than great vagina. That's how she gonna raise those kids, because that's your legacy. It's how she gonna take care of home, because when you get from fighting the world, you got to come home, and you don't want to fight her. You want that peace. It's if you need help with this and that, is she going to automatically help you, or is she going to be begrudging and combative? And I don't feel like it. I'm tired. It's when, baby, I don't know, I want to knock you down, baby. Not tonight. Go on, get on the couch. Mm-mm. So it's your job to get a woman that's going to help you achieve your greatness as easy as possible.
Okay.
And that's it. But it's also, you got to learn how to vet them, because these broads will lie to you. And they will say, I'm all submissive. And then I tell men this: if she's submissive, then ask the whys. Why are you submissive? No one asked that.
How so?
All you care about, are you submissive? Yes. Oh, okay, good. I got a good one. No. Why? Why are you submissive? What does that mean to you? And look at her parents, because that mama will tell you everything too.
And another thing, man, it's all about the right questions, man. And don't be scared to ask the hard questions. Don't ever be afraid. Don't care about the feelings, how they feel about the hard questions. You shouldn't care, because you're investing a whole lot. You have way more to lose than maybe she does. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you get divorced from her, you could lose your kids, financially, lose everything, and emotionally going to take a loss. So you have all this to lose and a great amount to gain, but you have more to lose than to gain, in my opinion. Now, with saying that, if you're going to bless this woman with your last name, make sure she's the right one. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, ask the questions, the hard questions, the tough questions, and don't let no question be too afraid to ask the questions. Don't. I know y'all was talking about Russell. One thing about what Russell did, he found out one thing about Sierra. Is she a nurturing type woman? Because she had a kid already. And he could just sit back and watch and say, does she take care of her child? Does she give her a child? Is she a good mother? Is she the type of mother that I would want my son or my daughter to be around? And if she's shown that, yeah, that's a good thing. Especially a man who's looking to have kids. Now, a man of my age, I'm not really having no more kids. But I still want to know what type of mother she is. You
because
know what I'm saying?
You have kids, and that type of woman is going to be around your children, especially if you have a girl. Mm-hmm. So again, when you do get married, that woman that you married, do you want your daughter to be like her?
Mm-hmm. And she got to be some type of positive influence, say, around my daughter. Even though my daughter's older and she's an adult, she could still be some type of positive and encouraging influence as a grown woman, because grown women can learn something from other grown women. Best believe that. It's like a grown man can learn from another grown man. I will want to see how she responds, how she acts, how she carries herself, her morals, make sure she got all of that. Can she cook? You know what I'm saying? She may could teach my daughter a good dish that my daughter just doesn't know about. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that'd be helpful to her daughter or to her kids someday. You understand what I'm saying? So you need to see all of that. But like I said, always ask a question and make sure in 2022, just check the social media. It's going to tell a lot right then and there. It's going to tell a whole damn story. What type of friends she's around with, what type of person she is. You know what I'm saying? Is she the one that sit there and gossip and tell everything about her on her social media? If she's going through a hard time, is all that going to be on social media?
I was about to say that.
Is that going to be on social media? And if she's doing all that, let that heifer be. Leave her at the restaurant.
I was about to say that, because the women that will say everything on their social media and tell you everything about what relationship, because that's going to be you. And what I can't stand is a broad that run her mouth for everything. No, because she's going to run and she's going to tell your business. Like my grandmama always told me this, and I keep this to this day. When I was younger, she said, part of being a good woman and being good to your man is you keep home in-house. You want that man to treat you right. And if y'all get in an argument, it would behoove of you to be running your mouth telling people your arguments. Keep that shit in home. So on
Yes.
social media, keep it off social media. Can't nobody, and that's another reason why these men are cheating. Women make it too easy. Doing all my man, he do all this for me, do all that for me. Of course, women
Arrogance.
gonna be attracted to that. The hell, these vulture broads out here,
You
they're
know
gonna
what
be
they're gonna do?
attracted to that. Keep your stuff in home. When you argue in home, everybody don't need to know your business because you gonna forgive them, but your family won't, and then that's gonna cause tides and horror, and it makes the relationship even worse. So
Yeah,
keep
don't
your
ever let
shit
nobody
in
in your
home,
circle.
and then
You and your
regular
wife
your
said circle.
business, your
And
business.
yeah, don't let them penetrate it. Because guess what? Like just like Courtney said, everybody's gonna know about it. No, you don't want that. Because it's not everybody's gonna know. Now, if we do need somebody to intervene, I'm gonna get a third party. It's gonna be a counselor,
Mm-hmm.
an independent, contractor counselor who's gonna come and intervene and we're gonna have that conversation. And we're gonna have that conversation before we go counsel. Regardless of whatever the counsel say, we're gonna abide by what he's saying, and we're gonna respect it. Even if I feel like he's taking up for you, I got to accept that.
Mm-hmm.
If you feel like he's taking up for me, I have to accept that. And we're gonna work on whatever he says we need to work on. And we're gonna have our own conversations outside the counseling. Like, what do you think about our session? How you think it went? What do you feel about that? You know what I'm saying? What do you think? Do you like the advice he gave us? Do you think we could implement it? And you think, will it work for us? Those are type of conversations that you have to have. You don't understand what I'm saying? But do not. I don't care if it's your mother or your father you think is a best friend. Don't do it. Don't you do it. Like Courtney said, at the end of the day, you'll forgive them or she'll forgive you.
Mm-hmm.
But guess who won't?
Your family
Your
won't.
mother, your father, your husband, your auntie, your best friend.
And
they still looking at you sideways at the cookout. I ain't got time for that bullshit. We moved on.
And then they gonna call you dumb, you with her, and then you look at the fool, and then ain't none of your business.
And guess what? They're gonna be off in the she gonna second guess. Why did I forgive him for getting on me and arguing with me and fussing me about whatever I didn't do? Yeah. Now she gonna be thinking about maybe I should go on and leave him. It's not work. See, no, you don't want that, dog. You don't deserve that. You don't need that. So keep them people about your business. They
Definitely
can't just drive by the crib. Tell me, yeah, y'all need to come. Y'all need to call me before y'all come on my house. Ain't no just knocking it. I was in the neighborhood. Bullshit. You're meddling.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
There ain't nothing over here.
I know how he get down. He probably butt naked, swinging from a chandelier with snow boots
Cody,
on. I know
Cody, don't tell that. They're gonna think we got something wrong.
You can't play it.
They gonna think we got something going on. How Courtney know? What Courtney know about what he's doing? That's what me and her do. That's what me and her did. It ain't none of y'all goddamn business. But ain't nothing going on. So I'm gonna put that out there. So y'all better go and get it, Courtney.
Anyway,
y'all better go and get it. I don't know what y'all waiting on.
I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up. You guys, I'm not going there with you, Hank. I know how you get
one more thing.
Y'all get it, Courtney DM. Yeah. I don't know what y'all waiting on.
Yeah. Yeah, one more thing before I know we go. I have a YouTube channel that's up in the works. One word, the Nerd Chronicles. Definitely posting great. I already did early on today. I'll put it in again. Okay. So I have it there. You guys want to subscribe, you're welcome to. It's definitely up in the works on some crazy stuff that literally pop up, unpredictable things about that nature. You never know. So y'all subscribe to that channel up the front. Y'all watch some of the content that's there. Some crazy stuff, some analytical stuff as well. Basically a blend of everything up in the works. Surprises coming up in the works.
Did you already drop the link in there?
Yes, I have. Private chat.
Put it in a regular chat.
I tried. Let me do the comments as well. Let me see if I can try to do that there.
Okay, I got it. I'll
you got it?
Put it in here. So I got you. So I'm gonna put Christian's information here, you guys. We support our folks.
And one more question to follow up. So the question I would like to add, would I say, how did you actually get to that point in order for you to submit? What led you down the path to, I would say an example of, okay, if you want to say you're going to submit for me, how did you lead to that point, right? Can that be an acceptable question to really use on a date for sure?
Right.
So for me, why do I believe in submitting to
Or
a
why
man?
or how what led you to the point of saying, oh, you want to submit? Or how did you actually get to that point? Right. To
Well,
add on to that.
well, for me personally, it was I mean, it's religion.
Mm.
So I'm a Christian. So me understanding what I was created for, and I think a lot of women get into trying to find themselves and trying to find themselves through career or
Hot girl
travel,
summer.
but still feeling unfulfilled. And I found I got fulfilled with just understanding what I was created for. And it's that simplistic. So it's like, God, I created you to be a wife and a mother. And in order to be those, I made a whole book for you to read. Look at this book. This is how you become an amazing wife. And once you become that, that man gonna find you. You ain't got to be out here looking for it, a half naked on Instagram and showing your butt and tits off. He's gonna find you, but you got to be this wife first. So this is how you do it. And part of that is submitting. And then it became realized, like we talk about this soft girl era and how a lot of people are saying that it's a fake and then da 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 da, which it could be. But for me, it's when you start being a woman and what God created you to be and allowing and wanting a man to lead, life just became easier. It was it just was easy for me not to always want to fight and argue or try to prove a point. It was easier for me just to, we say let go and let God, but just let the man be the man and being able to learn how to trust a man. And that was the scary part because I think a lot of us don't trust men. And now men don't trust women. And I made up in my mind that even if I get hurt, I would rather get hurt than continue to live alone and be in pain and be upset and then the angry black woman. I would rather trust the man and be a man. And if I get it wrong, then I get it wrong. But at least it ain't gonna be my fault this time.
Mm.
And then it just alleviated a lot of stuff. I want to show you guys something before I head out. I was gonna
Man,
hold
I don't
on
know
one
what
second.
y'all dudes are waiting on.
Still looking.
Better get in her DMs. I don't know what y'all waiting on. Shit. Look, my man, think about it right now. I better stop, Courtney. I'm done.
Hold on, no, I was trying to pull something up, but I'm gonna play something. Hold on. I want to play something before we go out. And hold on 1 second.
Take your time.
You mind if I talk while you still look, Courtney? Okay. Well, my man, I tell you this. It always put scenarios in their presence as far as you looking for a submissive type woman. Put those type of scenarios, put her in situations where she has to be submissive. That's always a good thing to do. You know what I'm saying? So like take her to the cookout, take her to your family cookout. Because now, and she's willing to go in there and make your plate. She's got to put in an uncomfortable position. Now she's around majority of these people she really don't know, but yet she's still willing on serving you at your family's house. That's a good sign right there. That's a real good sign.
So I'm going to wrap it up. I found this, and this is going to be my little sneak peek of what I'm going to premiere on in October. So y'all get a special sneak peek of an interview that I did. This was very, very special for me. And I was able to connect with, I have two mentors in this space. One of them was Kevin Samuels.
R.I.P.
Right. He helped me a lot, but who has continuously helped me and to this day has been this amazing woman that I'm going to share a clip of. But I explained what I just told you. I got to give her props for a lot of it as well, too. So let me bring it up for you guys. Sister Shiraz Ali. You enough?
Amen.
Like I told you before, Like, you absolutely changed my point of view. You've made me look at myself a different way, and I could not agree. When I saw you on the Donahue and Sally Jesse, and I'm just like, ain't not one story told, not a one. She over there speaking to me. I'm over here acting like a whole heathen. So it was time for me to get my little stuff together. But then when I did, and you know, put some clothes on. You ain't got to be doing all that. Have respect yourself. Lower your tone. Learn how to shut up. Respect men for being a man, just in general. When I started doing that, when I tell you the climate in my life has changed.
Yes.
Now I be trying to tell these young ladies,
it takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of energy to be other than yourself. To be hostile, to be aggressive, you know, constantly flipping up sex. It takes a lot of energy for that. But once you start being yourself, you can relax, don't you? You feel more relaxed.
When I tell you, I said it feels like you take off a jacket, a coat, and you can rest, and they call it resting in your femininity. But I said you resting in what God made you. God made you a woman.
You become being yourself instead of mimicking other people who don't have our best interests at heart.
Right. You're preaching a word.
Listen.
Good me. So I had when I mean, and it was me searching out, really learning, being in this space and listening and being empathetic to men's problems and listening. And then it couldn't be that every single man around the whole nation they were saying the same thing. So something had to be right. And then I started listening to Kevin Samuels, and then he introduced me to Sister Shirazad Ali. And then I started reading her books, and then reached out to her and was like, you my family now. And her and just listening. And she's right. Once women take that thing off, it is relaxing, and I can just be. And my prayer is that more Black women understand that we don't have to be hard.
Good stuff. Hey, congratulations on the interview. That's good stuff right there.
Yes, an honor.
Grandmama. So I'm gonna drop this so y'all see that. So be on the lookout for that. But I'm gonna go ahead and drop you guys. I appreciate you. I didn't know how this was gonna turn out to be.
Right.
Y'all always make it amazing. So I dropped your link. So
thank you so much.
Follow you for sure, and I definitely will. Hank, what you got going on?
Thank you so much, Hank.
Oh, no problem, big brother. No problem. Well, Courtney, you know I hang out. I hang out on the Sundays, man, where we act civilized over there. We civilized Negroes over there. So you know how we do it. 10 o'clock Sundays, 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern. So Courtney, you ever decided won't come on back? Come on over, hang out where we civilized folk.
Y'all civilized. You ain't got that Thursday energy.
Yeah, you know how I feel about that Thursday energy.
I know how you feel about it.
We gonna leave it there. We're gonna leave it there. Come over this Sunday and have a good time with us, good peoples, and enjoy yourself once again. Thanks for letting me up, Courtney. It's always a pleasure to hang out with you.
Always a pleasure. And I always support you, and I'll see you. I'll see you in these YouTube streets.
I know it. And Courtney, I just want to let you know I got a channel to develop this in the works. It'll be there. So let me
know.
Yes, when I need a female point of view, I definitely want you to come up and hang out with her, Hank, a little bit.
I will.
I know that's right. Well, like I said, thanks again for having me. You enjoy the rest of your evening. Have a good weekend, Court.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Man, every single live that I do, it turns into something that I feel that is powerful. And if you didn't take anything away from today, I don't know, you must have been taking a nap. I want to thank everyone for tuning in, for joining, everyone that was gracious enough to support me with the super chats, the comments, the likes. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And share if you want to. But I just want to say that I absolutely appreciate you guys. And we went from Nia Long to Sister Shirazad Ali. But I think the most important thing that I always take away is the idea of reality, knowing what you're getting yourself into, and the power to say yes, the power to say no, but you're the one that has control over your life. So if you get an arrangement, it's an arrangement. If you don't want it, you have the choice for it not to be. So it's all on you. Anyway, so thank you so much again for everyone that tuned in, that's watching the replay. Be a blessing. Thank you.